Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's documentary. Today, I'll be talking about the worldwide leader in sports. ESPN, short for Entertainment and Sports Programming Network, was founded in 1979 by Bill Rasmussen, along with his son Scott Rasmussen and Ed Egan. ESPN broadcasts primarily from studio facilities located in Bristol, Connecticut. The network also operates offices in Miami, New York City, Seattle, Charlotte, and Los Angeles. James Pitaro is the current chairman of ESPN and has been in the position since March 5th, 2018. As of September 2018, ESPN is available to approximately 86 million TV households in the United States, which is roughly 93.2% of households with paid television. In addition to the flagship channel and its 7 related channels in the US, ESPN broadcasts in more than 200 countries worldwide. It operates local regional channels in Australia, Brazil, Latin America, and the UK. In Canada, it owns a 20% interest in TSN, also the sports network, and its 5 sister networks. Bill Rasmussen conceived the concept of ESPN in late May 1978 after he was fired from his job with the World Hockey Association's New England Whalers. For Bill and his son Scott, who had also been let go by the Whalers, one of the first steps in the process was finding land to build the channel's broadcasting facilities. They originally rented office space in Plainville, Connecticut. However, the plan to base ESPN there was put on hold because of a local ordinance prohibiting buildings from bearing rooftop satellite dishes, which is necessary for live sports broadcasts. Available land was then quickly found in Bristol, Connecticut, which is where the company remains headquartered to this day, with funding to buy the property provided by Getty Oil, which purchased 85% of the company from Bill Rasmussen on February 22, 1979, in an attempt to diversify the company's holdings. This helped the credibility of ESPN as a fledgling company. However, there were still many doubters to the viability of their sports channel concept. Another event that helped build ESPN's credibility was securing an advertising agreement with Anheuser-Busch in the spring of 1979, in which the company invested $1 million to be the exclusive beer advertised on the network. ESPN launched on September 7, 1979, beginning with the first ever telecast of what would become the channel's flagship program, SportsCenter. Taped in front of a small live audience inside the Bristol studios, SportsCenter was broadcast to 1.4 million cable subscribers throughout the U.S. ESPN's next big break came when the channel acquired the rights to broadcast early rounds coverage of the NCAA Men's Division I basketball tournament. The channel first aired the tournament in March of 1980, creating the modern-day TV event known as March Madness. The channel's tournament coverage also launched the broadcasting career of Dick Vitale, who had just been fired as head coach of the Detroit Pistons at the time that he joined ESPN. In April of that year, ESPN created another made-for-TV spectacle when it began televising the NFL Draft. It provided complete coverage of the event that allowed prospects from the college ranks to begin their professional careers in front of a national TV audience in ways they were not able to previously, which includes hearing their name called during the broadcast. The next major stepping stone for ESPN came over the course of a few months in 1984. During this time, the American Broadcasting Company, or ABC, purchased ESPN from the Rasmussens and Getty Oil. Under the previous ownership, the channel was unable to compete for the TV rights to major sports events, as the majority parent company would not provide the funding, which led ESPN to lose out on broadcasting deals with the NHL to the USA Network and NCAA Division I college football to TBS. And for years, the NFL, NBA, and Major League Baseball refused to consider cable as a means of broadcasting some of their games. However, with the backing of ABC, ESPN's ability to compete for those major sports contracts greatly increased and gave them much needed credibility within the sports broadcasting industry. Later in 1984, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that the NCAA could no longer monopolize the rights to negotiate the contracts for college football games, and then allowed each individual school to negotiate the broadcast deal of their choice. ESPN then took full advantage and began to broadcast a greater number of college football games, which created an opportunity for fans to be able to view multiple games on any given weekend, like we do today, instead of just one as it was previously. ESPN's breakthrough moment occurred in 1987 when it secured a contract with the NFL to broadcast 8 games during the regular season that year, all of which would air on Sunday nights. That event would mark the first ever broadcast of Sunday NFL primetime games. ESPN's Sunday Night Football games would become the highest rated NFL telecast for the next 17 years before Sunday Night Football rights were transferred to NBC in 2006. The channel's decision to broadcast NFL games on Sunday evenings actually ended up resulting in a decline in viewership for the daytime games shown on the major broadcast networks, marking the first time that ESPN had been a legitimate competitor to NBC and CBS, which had long dominated the sports television market. Then ESPN started to create more avenues for content beginning in the early 90s when they launched ESPN Radio in 1992. It was a national sports talk radio network providing analysis and commentary programs, as well as audio play-by-play of sporting events. On October 10, 1993, ESPN launched on cable systems, reaching the 10 million subscribers. ESPN2 was originally a secondary channel, programmed with a separate lineup of niche sports popular with males aged 18 to 49, with snowboarding and the World Series of Poker as its headliners, and also served as an overflow channel for ESPN. ESPN2 would then become the fastest growing cable channel in the US during the 90s, eventually reaching its national audience up to 75 million subscribers. Ownership of ABC, and in effect control of ESPN, was acquired by Capital Cities Communications in 1985, and the parent company would rebranded as Capital Cities/ABC Incorporated. The parent company was then acquired by Walt Disney Company in 1996 and was rebranded as Walt Disney Television. And in more recent years, on April 12, 2018, ESPN began a supplemental over-the-top streaming service known as ESPN, which offered coverage and telecasts of more events and games than ever before. Many of ESPN's documentary programs, such as the 30 for 30 series, are produced by ESPN Films, a film division created in March 2008 as a restructuring of ESPN's original One Entertainment, a program division that was originally formed in 2001. 30 for 30 started airing in 2009 to commemorate 30 years of ESPN and has continued airing to this day. Each episode is through the eyes of well-known filmmakers and has featured some of the biggest directors in Hollywood. ESPN's original programming includes some of the following: College Game Day, which during football and basketball seasons is a weekly preview show that airs from the national game of the week. E60, an investigative news magazine program focusing on American and international sports. Get Up, a morning show focusing on the previous night's game results and the burning sports topics and issues of the day. Outside the Lines, which is a talk and debate show that examines critical sports issues on and off the field of play. Sunday NFL Countdown, a weekly preview show that airs on Sunday mornings during the NFL season. Also, Monday Night Countdown, a weekly recap show on Monday evenings during the NFL season, which also sets as the pregame show for ESPN's Monday Night Football. Then, of course, how could we forget SportsCenter, the flagship program of ESPN, which is a daily sports news program delivering the latest sports news and highlights. My overall impression is that ESPN has been one of the more innovative sports media avenues of all time, able to adapt with the times in terms of the set of their shows to content for the fans, including when Stuart Scott would say, "Booyah!" During his broadcasting career. Rest in peace, Stu. When you think of sports highlights, pretty much everyone thinks of SportsCenter. And in fact, when you're watching a game and see a spectacular play or a complete blunder, the first thought that immediately pops into your head is, that's going to be on SportsCenter. So when ESPN adopted the slogan, the worldwide leader in sports, they were spot on. Their sports coverage is second to none, especially with the major sporting events. So anyway, thank you guys for watching today's video, and stay tuned for next week's video, where I offer my opinion on how the NFL divisions should be forever aligned. And anyway, stay safe and healthy out there. Love you all. Take care of yourselves, and God bless.